Will yesterday's win give the Nuggets enough momentum to win this series? This is your Denver Sports Daily for May 16th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Oh boy. The Nuggets took on the Thunder last night in a must-win Game 6, and it doesn't get more must-win than that. Facing elimination, they got a huge win to keep their finals hopes alive. And honestly, in the biggest game of the series, the Nuggets got their biggest win of the series, beating the Thunder 112-107 to even up this series at 3-3. Everything was in sync yesterday. The three things that they needed to do, they did. And if you've watched the show, this past couple weeks, I've been talking about the three major things that the Nuggets need to do against the OKC Thunder. And number one, Nikola Jokic stayed out of foul trouble. He did. For most of the game, recording only 4 fouls. He had a few in garbage time that didn't really affect the play time for him. But for most of the game, he stayed out of foul trouble that kept him on the court when it mattered most. The second thing, they limited the amount of turnovers they had. Sure, they gave away 16, but it's not crazy like we've seen before where they're giving up over 20 or almost 30. They gave away 16, but then they only let the Thunder score 17 points off of them. And what's good about that is that the Nuggets evened them out, scoring 17 as well off of OKC's 11 turnovers. So they got more bang for their buck off of the turnovers, scoring the same amount off of those turnovers, but limiting the amount that they're giving away, evening up the scoring. It was great overall. And then the third and most important thing was Michael Porter Jr. needed to show up. And even though he only scored 10 points, it was efficient, shooting 4 for 9 and 2 for 5 from 3, while also recording 4 rebounds. Now, those are the three keys to winning this game. And they succeeded at those things by only a small margin. I mean, 10 points for MPJ isn't insane. 16 turnovers isn't the best you can do. And it's still 4 fouls for Nikola Jokic. So they succeeded, but not by much. Imagine what they could do if they were excellent at all three. And that's definitely what their mindset is going to be heading into Game 7 on Sunday. But the scoring, that's what kept the Nuggets alive. 5 players were in double-digit scoring figures, which isn't the biggest amount, but 3 of them had 20-plus points. MPJ, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, and Julian Strawther all showed up in the scoring column, recording 10 or more points. And Aaron Gordon was the only starter who didn't have 10-plus points, but he finished with 5 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. That's a great stat line. 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 points. I don't care if you have 5 points. You're creating opportunities for other players, and it ended up working. Clearly, they got a 12-point win, their biggest of this series so far. And of course, Nikola Jokic led the team with 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists. But the catalysts of this game were Jamal Murray and Julian Strawther. Those two carried the Nuggets to the win. Murray, flu game, Jordan-esque, recorded 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. He's looking like a mini Jokic out there. 25, 8, and 7, while he's struggling with having some sickness. He did not look great, and not in the play style. I mean, you look at him, look at his face. He was sick. He was up the night before the game, tossing and turning because he couldn't sleep. He felt very ill, but he still came out on this court and got off hot. The first score for the Nuggets was a 4-point play because of Jamal Murray. Hit a 3-point, got fouled on it, 4 points, go up 4-3. It was incredible. Murray really had something to prove. And I don't say Jordan-esque lightly. He looked like Michael Jordan in a flu game. 25, 8, and 7. That's an insane stat line for somebody who's battling a sickness. But then the catalyst, the star player, the hero of the game, the MVP of the game, Julian Strawther. 15 points off of the bench. He was responsible for 8 of the 10 points during a 10-0 run at the end of the third quarter that ended up giving the Nuggets the lead, and which they kept for once in the fourth quarter that led to them winning the game. He was hitting threes, 3 for 4 from 3-point. He was insane. It's really crazy to think that he played 0 minutes in Game 3 or last game. He's been averaging 2.5 points in the playoffs, and he came out when they needed him most, 15 points off the bench, not getting any minutes. He had 15 points when he only played like 16 minutes in the game. It was and I tweeted yesterday, that's the kind of thing that gets you a promotion to sixth man. And if you've been watching the show for a while, I was one of the people who said that maybe Christian Braun should stay as a sixth man, put Julian Strother into the 2 guard. It sounded insane then, and it might sound a little insane now, but seeing that he can do that proves my point a little bit. But I don't want to disrespect Christian Braun because he was one of the few players as well who had 20 plus points. He was insane too. Overall, the entire starting unit for the Nuggets looked like the starting unit that we've come to know and love. And the bench played well. Russell Westbrook didn't have the best game, but he's out there making hustle plays, getting offensive rebounds, stealing the ball, getting some blocks. That's what you expect from Russell Westbrook. You don't expect a big scoring burst anymore. Now, after the win, the Nuggets are headed to OKC to take on the Thunder in another Game 7 on Sunday. That's now 2 Game 7s that the Nuggets have played in these playoffs. They did the Clippers, and now they're going to OKC to take on the Thunder in the second Game 7 this year. Now, that game will tip off at 1:30 p.m., and the Nuggets are already being listed as 7-point underdogs, and whoever wins up winning this game will take on the Minnesota Timberwolves, which would be very fitting for the Nuggets as they've played them the last 2 years in the playoffs, and it would actually be more fitting if you look at the rounds. 2023, the Nuggets won in the first round. 2024, the Timberwolves won in the second round in Game 7. And 2025, who knows? Could it be a toss-up as who's going to win in the Western Conference Finals and punch a ticket to the finals? I mean, it's just incredible. And it also goes to show, and it's even more fitting, that 364 days ago, a year from tomorrow, the Nuggets played Game 7 against the Timberwolves at home court and ended up losing. Hopefully that doesn't carry over, and hopefully they can avenge themselves in this next game on Sunday. It's going to be must-see TV. It's at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you're watching that game. This is as big as it gets, and these are the 2 best teams, honestly, in the league. And it may seem crazy, but the OKC Thunder are still favorites to win the finals. They are deep. They are stacked. Their bench rotations are insane, but the Nuggets have the best player in the world. They're 3-3 right now. They're even up. They're 13-13, I believe, against each other in the past 2 or 3 years, something like that. They are so evenly matched. This game's a toss-up, and every single game that the Nuggets have played this series, they've been underdogs in. So underdog doesn't matter at all. I mean, they were huge underdogs in Game 1, and Aaron Gordon ended up winning them the game. This does not matter what Vegas says. It doesn't matter what the analysts say. It is a game of who's on the court versus who's on the court. It's going to be a great game. I expect a high scoring game. Expect the peaks for both teams. Nobody's going to be missing any shots. And again, that's at 1:30 p.m. this Sunday. Now, moving on, the Broncos schedule video release may have taken a shot at Russell Wilson. On Wednesday, the 2025 NFL schedule was released, and the Broncos made their own video for it. Now, the video featured different children mutton busting while wearing their 2025 opponent's logo on their helmet. And for those who don't know, mutton busting is kind of a Colorado thing. It's basically a children's rodeo where these kids ride sheep or mutton. It's fun, and it was a fun little video. And in the video, each child fell off the sheep, signifying a loss. They were wearing the team's insignia on their helmet. Now, for every team they were falling off, they were given like a little quip. But when it came to the New York Giants, the Broncos may have slipped in a little slight at Russ, saying, "Oh, a giant mistake. They're going to regret that one." Now, this seems pretty clear, as Russell Wilson came to Denver and left with nothing to show except for an $85 million dead cap and a hated fan base. And that being fan base hating him. Nobody likes Russell Wilson here. Now, the Broncos do play the Giants in Week 8 on October 19th, and he's coming to Mile High once again. Last year, he came here with the Steelers, but he had an injury and couldn't play. So hopefully, this will be the year that we finally see Russell Wilson take the field at Empower Field once again, because this is just going to be, it's going to be crazy. I for one, want to be there. I don't know. I might just buy tickets because I want to hear what that crowd is like when he takes his first snap. Have you ever seen the Penn State video where they're playing that song and everybody's freaking out and they got to call a timeout because the center can't hear the snap count? That's what I expect it's going to be like when Russell Wilson is under center. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you all on Monday. It's going to be a huge game this Sunday. Hopefully I can come back with you on Monday and bring you all some good news and talk about moving on to take on the Timberwolves. But who knows? it's going to be a toss-up as to who's going to win this one. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'll see you all on Monday. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.